Brother, it has been so long since we've talked, and so we have a lot to catch up on. We haven't talked in so long that JJ Redick was a guest on our podcast. He wouldn't let me say that he was going to be the coach of the Charlotte Hornets, probably because he knew he was going to be the head coach of the Los Angeles frickin' Lakers.
We knew.
You knew?
Oh, yeah, I knew the whole time. And first, let me say this, because I wasn't aware until late. But it makes it look crazy that a guy with no experience can overshadow a guy like Sam Cassell, who's been in the league 15 years, this and that. So just let me say that. No disrespect to JJ, but I think Sam should also be able to get the same looks. But I'm happy for JJ. A lot of pressure. You know, winning games will not be good enough. Expectation when you take that job, when you take the Miami Heat job, when you take a job where there's a lot of talent, the expectation is to win championships. What kind of coach is he? Don't know. I saw something funny on Instagram that said he was a assistant coach for a Brooklyn fourth grade girls team. That's his only coaching experience.
Yeah.
You know, but
he coaches his son, I think.
For me as a player, if I didn't respect the coach, it was easy for me to turn my 100% down. Let me explain. I'm going to give you 100 anyway. But if it's a situation where I know we're not going to go, hundreds is hard to maintain. You know what I mean? That's why when I played for a guy like a Phil Jackson, I already knew his resume. So I knew, because I've sat there and watched him go to the finals 6 times with Michael and win 6 times. So if he says, stop doing this and do something else, I'm going to do it every time because he knows what he's talking about. That's why when I went to Miami, you play for a guy like Pat Riley. He says, do something, you do it, and it wins because I understand their resume. You know, for a guy like me who got all the blame when things didn't go right, if you didn't have that championship experience and I can question you, it was always hard for me to believe in you.
JJ had a few really funny moments, was asked if he wanted to dispel any misconceptions about him. He said, quote, I don't give a f-. So he was very much still JJ Redick. Just by the way, on Sam Cassell is so valued that the Boston Celtics gave him a huge raise so that no one could poach him. But he has been like the next possible head coach for a while.
That's awesome.
Shaq, I was curious. In that press conference, JJ said that he did not talk to LeBron about the job. Do you believe him?
Yeah, I'm starting a website called yeahright.com. Everything goes through LeBron at the Lakers.
They were doing a podcast together.
Exactly. Everything goes through LeBron, and I know that for a fact because when you're in that position as leadership, you get to know everything. So I was in that seat for a long time. Nothing went without my permission. The only time something went down without my permission is when they cut my head and traded me. And then Kobe took over, and nothing went down without his permission. So I know everything that goes on is definitely discussed with LeBron and Rich and those guys. So, you know, it's professional of him to say that we didn't talk about it, but yeah, okay. Yeah. Nobody believes that. But my question is, you have LeBron's respect. He's sticking up for you. What about the other guys? That's going to be the test.
How much does it matter? Because Shaq, when we
I don't think I could play for a guy who I just played against 4 or 5 years ago. I don't think I can do it.
He's been out for a bit, but
how long?
Let me look up the exact year. But I mean, I feel like he's been podcasting for longer than a few years. JJ Redick. He retired in 2021.
Yeah, see? 3 years ago.
Like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. So, AD, I don't know if I could, like, LeBron and AD, the younger cats may, but I don't know. So
but doesn't everybody on that team just look to LeBron, and if LeBron says this is the guy, then everyone kind of falls into line?
Yeah, but in certain situations, you're still going to have to, coaches are supposed to manage the players, manage their emotions, and manage situations. Like, some guys, oh, it's the coach, it's the coach, the coach. A guy like me, no, it's not the coach. I'm going to do what I do. I just need everybody else to do what they do. Like, for example, like how we've been friends for a long time. How I already knew I'm giving you 28-10. That's what I'm doing. I knew what Kobe's going to do. B. Shaw, what are you going to do? Robert Ory, what are you going to do? Derek Fred, and that's what the coach is for. Coaches have to manage all these other guys. So if the guys respect him enough to listen to him, he should have a pretty good shot. Now, let's get to the reality of it. They still have an old team.
Yep.
They still only got 2 players.
Yep.
They got more work to do. I think they need to get really young, and they need to add some dogs in the locker room, and they need specialists. For example, the finals this year, Drew Holiday was a specialist. Drew, guard Kyrie, guard Luka. Shut up. Boom, boom, bam. That's okay. Yes, sir. Thank you. And he did that, and that's why they're the champions.
Sam Hauser hit threes.
Yes, that's it. So it's always a lot of hoopla around the Lakers, but once reality kick in, they're probably not going to make the playoffs again unless they do some major changes and make some major trades.
So a former player who has a successful podcast becomes the coach of the Lakers. Shaq, that's your resume as well. Would you like to coach any team in the NBA?
Yeah, if they're going to pay me $20 million a year, I would definitely do it.
JJ is getting 8.
Oh, 8 ain't enough. You got to give me
That's
20.
what I thought.
But listen, first-time coach, I like JJ. Respect him as a player. Don't know what he can do as a coach. We shall see.
Yeah.
You have LeBron, you have AD. Question is, how are you going to manage the other guys? What offense are you going to run? Are you going to change some things around? If I was LeBron, being that I already have all the records, I would pass it to AD. I would demand AD. Because listen, LeBron can still do what he do, but I don't need to have the ball all the time. I don't need to score all the points. So AD, I need you to score all the points. Austin Reeves, you can be number 2. I could just be the old Magic Johnson-style point guard and keep everybody involved and just keep this thing going. Because, again, it's very exciting, the news and this and that. But once you look at the roster, they still have the same team they had last year that struggled and fought to the last minute to get into a play-in game. It's going to be the same thing this year.
It is not going to be easy for them at all. And it's funny that you talked about like $8 million a year. There's a talk right now that your guy, Stephen A. Smith, was offered $18 million a year. And he said, no, not good enough. I want 25. Number one, I think it's wild that in our world, the host of a television show can get paid about 3 times the amount as the head coach of the Lakers. Because I do think the Lakers' job's a little bit harder than getting on TV 2 to 3 hours a day. But your boy Stephen A. is going to be making some money very soon, Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, I remember when he signed for $10 million, and he's doing a great job, and I wish him well, and I hope he can make all the money he can make. But he needs to thank me.
You?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I made him who he is.
When did that happen?
When he first came on. Remember, like, you wasn't making no money talking about the Sixers. Once you started talking crazy about me, and me and you would go back and forth, and you got hot. So you're welcome, Stephen A.
I love that. By the way, I did have some random thoughts about JJ Redick. I figured I'd share them here. I'd like to see JJ Redick bring back suits. I think he should go full Pat Riley. I think he should slick back the hair. I think he should be the only coach in the NBA wearing a suit. You're younger than all these guys. You're more stylish, all that. I think it's funny that longtime LA Clipper JJ Redick is coaching the Lakers, and longtime LA Laker Tyronn Lue is coaching the Clippers. I think that rivalry is really interesting. I think Lakers Bucks games are going to be really spicy because remember, JJ Redick called out Doc Rivers and said he's always excusing other people. That little interaction, and I bet you Doc ain't giving him any frickin' advice. I think, yeah.
And I think people need to really focus on, at the beginning, it's always love. Oh, go this and that.
Yeah. Honeymoon stage.
What's going to happen after the first sign of turmoil? If you want to be as great as a coach as you say you want to be, you're going to have to check some players. What's going to happen when you check them and you don't get the response? Or what's your response going to be when you get checked by a guy like that? That's the true test. So he's either going to be around a long time or is he going to have a short window?
Other things that I thought about?
I mean, because we never talked about I'm having a brain fart. Oh, we never talked about Steve Nash as a coach.
Right.
Another young guy, former player.
Yeah, we always like to bring up Steve Kerr, but we don't talk about Derek Fisher or Steve Nash.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, I knew that Derek Fisher was going to be a coach, but Derek didn't have all the talents around it that everybody else had. So, like Steve Nash was also in a similar position, didn't have a lot of experience, and I don't know what the rapport was with the guys in the locker room, but it didn't work out, which tells me that guys didn't want to listen to him.
Yeah. Jason Kidd working the second time, maybe didn't work the first time, had to get some experience. I'm also curious, JJ has taken a lot of shots at old media over the years. Now he's got to face them in press conferences. I have a feeling he might curse out a bunch of reporters, which will be interesting.
He probably will. But, when you take a job like that, they're going to be expecting him to go 10-0.
Yeah.
They're going to be expecting him to be in the first 4 positions in the Western Conference Final. They're going to be expecting him to be in contention for a championship. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's going to happen unless they make some major moves.
Yeah, I don't think the team is there.